Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. If you are new to this channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on, so every time I upload a video you guys are notified. Now in today's video we are going to be talking about Power Book 2 Ghost, as it is returning for the second part this Friday, the 6th of September. Be sure to catch up on part 1 if you haven't already. The topic for today's video is which character is the most developed and which character is the most underdeveloped. Now, what is actually funny about this topic is I actually briefly touched about this on a TikTok video I did talking about another topic. It was the title of that video was, is the storyline rushed or is it going around in circles? That video you can actually find on my TikTok, which will be down below in the description. And I briefly touched about it, but I didn't go into full detail as this wasn't the main topic. But as this is the main topic, I'm going to go into some more detail. Some of you fans may agree with what I'm saying. Some of you may disagree. You are free to leave your opinion in the comment section below. We can have an open discussion about it, because I'm confident that people will agree with my choices and my decisions that I've made here. And obviously, you know, you don't just pick two people without not giving a reason. And I have notes here to give my reasons why I've picked who I've picked. So without further ado, let's just get straight into this. So the list of characters are as followed. We have Tariq, Drew, Davis, Diana, Effie, Brayden, Noma, Monet, and Kane. And I wrote down here, the character that I think is the most developed is Kane. This is the reason why. So from season 1, we all knew Kane was a hot-headed guy. He thought, he would act first before thinking. So he would just do instead of thinking. He wouldn't think about the consequences until after he had done the act. And then he would realize, oh, maybe I had effed up, or maybe I had done wrong, or maybe I shouldn't have done this. He was very, very selfish in season 1. For season 1 and season 2, he had a huge obsession with Tariq, and that is because Tariq came into the Tejada business. The Tejada business was probably doing well as it was doing, but Tariq obviously had to make money and had to survive in order to save and protect his family, and in order to pay for Davis. That's the initial reason why he needed to have a supplier. He needed to pay for Davis because Davis was taking his mum's case, so he was doing it to really protect his family. But Monet took a liking to Tariq. She was like, okay, this guy's actually quite smart. You know, he thinks quick on his feet. And Kane didn't like this, because Kane was like, as Kane is the oldest son, Kane believes that family business should be kept family. No outsiders should be involved. And Tariq wasn't the only outsider. We also had Detective Ramirez that was playing around with Monet Tejada as well. So Kane did not like the fact that Tariq kind of just came in and basically took his place. So that's what got Kane tight. I can understand it. I can understand it. A lot of people would say, oh, Kane's jealousy, Kane's obsession. What you lot need to understand and realize, right, is, especially Lorenzo, if your dad is telling you you're going to be next in line and you're working your way up the ladder and you're the oldest son, how it works in hierarchies, automatically the oldest is next in line. The fact that an outsider who's not even blood, who's not even part of the family, has come to work for you, and your own mother has put an outsider before her own son. Now I would feel a type of way too. I don't blame Kane in the slightest for feeling how he felt. Kane went as far as putting Ramirez's badge in Tariq's dorm. Kane really wanted Tariq out of the way, by any means necessary. Kane wanted Tariq dead in season 1 by setting the GTG member on Tariq. I will get to that GTG segment on Tariq's. I've just kind of gave it away. I will get on to the... That's actually messed with my head because I wasn't meant to say his name. But anyway, on Tariq's segment, I will talk about the GTG member. But season 3 comes along, and it's like we see a whole different Kane. We see a whole different person. Him being under the influence of Mecca really changed him. Now, even though Mecca was manipulating Kane, and Kane didn't know he was being manipulated this whole entire time, Mecca was just using Kane to get closer to Monet. That's the only reason Mecca was... Because Mecca could have easily killed Kane. Mecca knew that it was Kane and that it was Kane that stole the drugs. Mecca knew. But because Mecca wanted to get close to Monet, he didn't kill Kane, right? But Kane being under Mecca, he needed like that father figure around him because Lorenzo wasn't there for Kane. Monet wasn't even really there for Kane. So he went to find respect under Mecca. And Mecca actually helped Kane and his character development because in season 3, like I said, we saw a whole different Kane. I'm just trying to find... He was actually thinking before acting, and he was a lot more strategic in season 3. So let me give a few examples. Sorry. The first example is he found out that Lorenzo killed Zeke. He put 2 and 2 together. He went to visit the pilot. He looked in the box that Monet couldn't bring herself to look in. He checked on Zeke's IG to make sure if the ring was worn. Like, Kane he really done his big one with that one. And also, he also put the beef that he has with Tariq aside and put business first. So instead of him worrying about Tariq, that's why, again, I feel like in that aspect, I feel like the writers listened to us in the fact that we were all saying, like, Kane's obsession. He's obsessed with Tariq. Like, this guy's obsessed. But in season 3, he wasn't given obsession like that. There was, don't get me wrong, there was parts and elements where Kane was still showing he is obsessed to an extent, but it wasn't, it wasn't given, oh my God, like, we have to get rid of Tariq, we have to dead Tariq. He was putting business and making money first, which was good. And also, I was going to say something else. He also figured out that Monet killed Lorenzo. And that's when Monet was like, stop trying to put 2 and 2 together because you know your dumbass would end up with 5. Kane knew it was his mum that took out Lorenzo or had something to do with it. He knew because you had questions to ask about Lorenzo killing Zeke. Suddenly the next day, my dad is dead. Kane, like I said, Kane is not stupid. Well, now he's not stupid. This is not the same Kane that we met in season 1. He's different. He's more strategic. He's a lot more smarter. Monet basically threatened Kane, so Kane kind of backed off and left it. And I also put here, currently in season 4, he's moving up the ranks by being known as right hand man. So that's all I have. What's going on with my... Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's... I really don't know what's going on with my voice, you know. Now, we move on to the next section. The character that's the most underdeveloped. Now, I gave it away already because I was trying to... You guys probably had an idea who I was going to talk about. There was nobody else I really had in mind. Like, throughout all the characters I read out at the beginning, there was no one else I really had in mind. No one that came to mind. The first person that came to my mind was Tariq. I'm so sorry. And I'm talking about Book 2 Ghost. I'm not talking about the original power. I'm excluding that. Because we know from that power he developed in... We know in that segment he developed as a character. He went from this good boy, doing his homework, staying away from trouble, to becoming a, so we understand in that aspect he developed. But I'm talking about in book 2, Ghosts. So here's my reasons why. From season 1, Tariq has been beaten up, battered, bruised, and he doesn't know how to fight. You cannot be in a street game and not knowing how to fight. I'm so sorry. I don't care what anybody says. I remember, I think it was Courtney Kemp when she used to do her Q&As, because she used to be the showrunner for season 2 when she used to be the showrunner, right? Before she signed her deal for Netflix. She used to do lives after every episode. And I remember one time someone must have said to her, why do the writers keep allowing Tariq to get beaten up? Someone asked that question. And Courtney Kemp was like, sometimes you have people who are in the streets and they get people to do their dirty work for them. That's facts. That's actually true. She's not lying about that. There are people in the streets, they don't get their hands dirty. They don't need to touch anybody. They don't need to do anything. They have their soldiers that do stuff for them. Maybe Tariq could be one of, by force, he has to be one of those people. He has to grow big enough in order for him to have people doing his dirty work for him. That boy cannot fight. I'm so sorry. He gets battered, bruised, and flung around the place like no tomorrow. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. From season 1, it's been the same thing over and over. That's why me personally, I don't feel like there's been any development with his character at all. Anyway, let me continue with my notes. Now, I even put here, I'm well aware that Tariq wasn't born and raised in the streets. So, for example, Kane, from a young age on the streets. Tommy, from a young age on the streets. Ghost, from a young age on the streets. Kane, from a young age, was trained and was taught how to fight. 2-Bit, street soldier. Dre, all these people. Tariq wasn't, though. He grew up in a penthouse in Tribeca. Okay? He's a little rich boy. He's a little rich kid. You understand? Parents tried to protect him from the life. So, he doesn't know any better. So, I'm aware. Obviously, he's not going to have the fight. Like, your parents are not going to teach you how to... I get it. Because they think you're never going to get involved in that type of life. But then, what's the saying that they say? Tariq was in it before he was even in it. Tasha picked a drug dealer for her husband, so so let's do it season by season. Season 1, the GTG member would have actually killed Tariq if it wasn't for 2-Bit. If Tariq wasn't smart enough to text 2-Bit to say meet him by the pool, Tariq would have been dead. He would have got stabbed. And I was like, what is this? Like, Tariq, come on. Do something. You cannot just... A man trying to kill you. Fight back. Do something. Like, Tariq was trying to fight back. Let's not lie, but... it was just... If it wasn't, like I said, if it wasn't for 2-Bit, Tariq would have been dead. Season 2. He got punched in the face by Kane when Kane entered the dorm and didn't do nothing. You let a man punch you in your face and didn't do anything about it. Whether it's regarding Zeke or whoever. I understand Kane is battle tested and he's a street soldier. But still, it's Tariq is he's like a punching bag. I'm so sorry. And then also in the same season, one of Mecca's men called Nuff punched up Tariq and left his face all bloody. So when Tariq was following Kane back to see who the connect was, when Monet tasked him to do that, Nuff caught him and absolutely battered Tariq. And I'm just like, what is going on? Why is Tariq allowing himself... Tariq, one thing about Tariq, he's smart. He's got the brains. And he's quick with a piece. But that can only take you so far. If a man is thumping you up, because a man you could get beaten to death, that's possible. Like, you could actually get beaten to death. If a man is beating you and beating you to the... a weapon won't be able to help you at that point. This is what I feel like Tariq needs to somehow learn. If after this season 4, Tariq happens to get another spin-off after Ghost or whatever plans they have, if Tariq's character is still about or whatnot, they need to teach him to throw hands. Someone needs... I don't know, he needs to... Because to me, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You're just getting punched up and punched around by everyone. And you want to be at the top of the game as well. Like, it's frustrating. It's annoying to see. As a viewer, it's annoying. Like, it's really annoying. Season 3, he just about beat Braden in a fist fight when he was asking what happened to Lauren. He punched... That one I could say, okay, cool, he won. But it's Braden. And really and truly, Braden should have won that because... Yeah, Braden should have won that one. But then again, they're both in the same kind of boat. They both chose this life. They're both not from the streets. So I guess Tariq just happened to get the upper hand. But you would think, I don't know, in my head, I think it's maybe because the actor Gianni does MMA or boxing. Like, there's clips of him on Instagram doing, like, hitting the pads and stuff like that. But then again, that's Gianni, not Braden. So that's probably what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking. Braden should have won, but Tariq just got the better of him. And I was like, oh, Tariq is actually throwing hands here. But then again, it's someone that's his size. It's someone that's basically companion with him. So I guess it's a fair fight. So yeah, Tariq won fair and square that one. But in episode 9, it's when I thought Tariq was really stupid. Because he really tried to throw his fist for Kane. And I was like to myself, what are you doing? Don't think because you beat Braden, you can now go for Kane. Kane and Braden are on 2 different scales. Okay? Kane has been taught this. Born and bred in the streets. Okay? The fact that you even think you can try and fight Kane was beyond me. Because you got absolutely demolished. You got flung around in Davis's office like it was no tomorrow. And I'm like to myself, again, what is the point? You're going up against someone that's battle tested. That doesn't make any sense. And then I said currently in season 4, so the episode that's coming up this Friday, episode 6, it looks like Zion will have Tariq on ropes before Tariq... Yeah, sorry about that. Where was I? I was saying that Tariq will end up killing Zion. It's inevitable. And just a quick side note, I'm just tired of them bringing in these big tough characters to end up killing them off. To me, it doesn't make sense. I understand the writers have their own plan and vision, but it doesn't make any sense to me as a viewer, personally. What's the point of building someone up to kill them off? They did the same thing with Mecca, and Mecca's character had a lot of potential. There was a lot of potential with him, but I guess actors have their schedules as well. That could be another reason. But I'm just saying, I'm just giving my opinion. But yeah, that's all the notes that I have. I finished. So those are my 2 characters and my reasonings as to why Kane is the most developed character and why Tariq is the most underdeveloped. What do you guys think? Do you have different opinions? If you have the same characters but different opinions, let me know. Or if you got different characters and different opinions, let me know. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe with the notification bell on, so every time I upload, you guys are notified. I will now see you guys on Wednesday.